Where's the sign? The sign. Oh, all right. Yep, you guys aren't going to believe what we got for today's stream. This stuff is absolutely wild. So let me go get them real quick. Move all this so that it fits and stuff. Okay. Well, that's not great. It seems to me like one of my new knives is missing. And is not in my pockets. Which isn't great news. Yes, it's a pawn shop haul. Ah, I found it. Not one, not two, But 4 more leaks, because why not? They're easy to work on. Why did I do this to myself? Because they're cheap and I can sell them for cheap. I got a Civivi as well. So this whole haul was $67. All 5 of them. Which means I spent $13.40 on each knife. And all of these leaks are pretty much fully intact except for the orange one that's missing a pocket clip. Which, overall, for it to only be missing the pocket clip, that's not terrible. This could be tightened. We will work on that. But yeah, this will be great. So let's start taking them apart, because that's kind of what we do here. We'll start with the OG, the regular stainless. Halfway through, we'll move on to the Civivi, and then we'll work on the other 2 leaks. So T6. And then we'll sharpen them all. Which 14C blade? Because I've got a lot. Looks like Willie might actually not show up this time. Oh, that one was 12C27, not 14C. And it's already sharp, so I don't really need to do it right now. It's kind of just a waste of using a new stone. Yeah, look at all that black crap on there. We'll swap that out for a better looking used set of washers, if I can find some. No, I've got them somewhere around here. There we go. We've got a couple sets of used washers in here that are a lot better. Yeah, that was 12C27, and for some reason, CRKT did really good on that stuff. Just black sludge covering these things. I don't want to throw them away, because you can always clean them up. I'm just going to swap them out for now. See, this side's nice. This side's just covered in crap. Looks a lot better after wiping it down real quick. So now oh, damn it. My watch kit isn't here on the table right now. And the table's a fucking disaster. I wasn't watching his stream the whole time. I was at the pawn shop most of the stream. My night is going all right. Got some new stuff to sell. So can't be too bad of a night. Yeah, I don't have people to sit here and sharpen stuff with. Awesome. Plus, I don't think that anybody I know is actually interested in sharpening, so yeah. And I don't particularly enjoy sharpening either. However, I enjoy having a sharp knife, and the only way to do that is by sharpening. Look at all that black crap that's on there. All that. That's what we're going to do to the whole thing. Wipe all that sludge off from the previous owner. Much better. Oh, it bothers me. I really don't like sharpening. I'm just decent enough at it, and I like sharp knives. And something else to think about is that I'm doing it on stream in front of people. I don't get to do it by myself most of the time. Normally it's me with other people watching. I'm not saying that makes me nervous or anything, but it's not as fun when people are watching. This cleaning stuff, like me cleaning knives, is purely for entertainment purposes. I don't find much of any other reason for me to be doing this, other than sometimes I sell a knife and make some money off of it. Sometimes people lowball me and I don't make any money off of it. Let go. Thank you. The only satisfying part to me is once I'm all done And I know that I have a sharper knife than I started with. But I don't find watching sharpening to be entertaining, including with myself doing it. But again, it is all worth it in the end when I get that sharp knife and that beautiful cut on the paper or on food or whatever I decide to use it on. Because I'll tell you what, we went to a buffet and that buffet had steak and turkey and stuff. I got a plate full of that crap, and I was showing off to my family how nicely my knife cut through all the meat while they're sitting there struggling with their butter knives. It was glorious. Absolutely glorious. Look at all that. That's supposed to be clear. All of that is supposed to be clear. Disgusting. I wish people would understand the effort and the time I put into learning how to take these knives apart and clean them properly. Maybe then they would actually understand why I'm charging as much as I do. Not that I'm charging a lot. I mean, the Leak brand new sells for $65, and I'm selling these things for like $35, and people still won't buy them. Yes, it is rubbing alcohol. The cheap crap from the dollar store. You don't need anything expensive to do this. The amount of time I've spent taking apart Leaks, specifically, is at least, at the very least, 9 hours. I made enough mistakes for it to be 9 hours. Yep. This is what I do to every one of my new knives. And a lot of them I try and sell. I don't think asking 35 for a Leak that's been professionally redone is a lot. And the benefit of buying them from me is, again, you get a reliable knife that's been gone through by somebody who knows what they're doing. I'm not going to say there's nobody who's better at this than I am, but you'd be hard pressed to find somebody that does it for entertainment and then just sells them. What's up, green guy? How you going? How you going? I'm not Australian. Okay. Super Lube from Harbor Freight. And the inside of this, there's not a whole lot of wear. The wear spots on leaks are right here, this section, and up here. And there isn't a whole lot on this one, which is nice to see. So what you do is you put grease in all the spots where they're known for showing wear, because that prevents metal on metal contact and helps prolong your knife. Okay. Next we put the spring back in. Put the plate on top where it belongs. Push the spring all the way forward. These don't look terrible. And this could be wiped down, but I don't think it needs anything more than that. There we go. Okay, line up the screws with the screw holes. Okay. I don't know, these ones actually look fine. I don't think I'm going to swap them out for the other ones. Now we put a little bit of regular mineral oil, not the scented stuff. The scented mineral oil is only used on knives that I will continue to own. This one is going to be sold, so there is no point in me using the stuff that doesn't work for extended periods of time. Yeah, that would have been a smart thing to remember. There we go. Putting the pivot screw back in. That would have helped too. There's something big that I forgot. And if you can name it before I say what it is, then you'll get good luck for the next 5 days. Anybody want to guess what I forgot? Pocket clip? Nope, that can go on later. I'll give you a hint. I have to take the whole thing apart to put it in. It was indeed the washer. Anonymous, you get good luck for the next 5 days. For legal reasons, that doesn't mean that you need to buy lottery tickets. It also doesn't mean that your luck will actually change. I don't need to get sued by some random person on the internet because I wanted to do a funny bit. And then you went and blew your whole house value on red at the casino. I don't know, I want this spring. Maybe I'll take this spring and replace it with one of these ones. But this one's good. No, I just got these things working. Why would I do that to myself? Just sounds like a horrible thing to do, but I want it to. Oh, when you put the pocket clip on, for some reason, it changes how the knife acts. Let's clean that up real quick. I don't know, guys. It's not being as smooth as I want it to be. We'll move on to the next one and probably order new springs for that one. You know, I'm sure at this point, Kershaw is not very happy with me. I own 2 of these, by the way. The other one has a black blade. It's a mini Praxis. This thing will be going up for sale. On Blade Binge not too long from now. So, as always, with assisted knives, you take them apart while they are open, not while they are closed. You take them apart while they are closed. Everything is under tension, and you have a chance of parts going flying everywhere. And you just don't want that to happen. This one has never been taken apart. You can tell because it is really tight. This one looks good, actually. Other than some grittiness from what feels like sand. Now, this thing's in great condition. It looks almost perfect. I'm surprised. Normally the ones that I buy look like shit. This one's in great condition. Well, it's true. Most of them look like shit. You take them apart and it's just full of black crap everywhere, and it's just not what you want to see when you open a knife normally. But on this one, after a quick wipe down, it looks pretty freaking good. Let's go ahead and remove the spring, although I really don't think that I need to. This stuff isn't black. It looks pretty clear like it should, which is good. We'll grab a Q-tip and double check real quick. It's a little bit discolored, so we'll go ahead and clean it out and reapply the same stuff. Just a little yellow, brown a little bit. If they're supposed to snap at 2000, mine, or if they're rated up to 2000 and then after that they have a chance of breaking, I should probably order more than I already have. But considering I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11 leaks, I don't think I have a problem. But yeah, I didn't know that they had a certain rating. Never really looked into it all that much. All I know is they're easy to work on. We're working on 4 leaks and a Civivi mini Praxis tonight. And then they'll be going up for sale on Blade Binge. The mini Praxis I'll be putting up for $25, but it will not be dropping in price. And the leaks will be going up for $35. Again, as I was saying earlier, somebody was putting it to me this way, is they're basically professionally refurbished by me. I've done it so many times that I know exactly what I'm doing. I've replaced 5, I think. And it's not because they broke, it's because they stopped snapping open as fast as they used to. So they should all snap open like this. Broke ass knives, what's up? They should snap open like that perfectly every single time. And eventually the spring starts to die because it sits there closed all the time under tension. And it doesn't open all the way, or, it's just not as strong as it used to be. That's when it's time to replace it. Whether it breaks or not, I've never seen that happen. But the time that I replace them is when they stop doing what I need them to do. It's the first time I've seen that before. The pocket clip is screwed into the aluminum and not the steel. I've never seen that before. Not that it's a massive deal, but it means you got to be more careful with the pocket clip when putting it on. Okay, that looks good. We'll move on to the blade. Yeah, this thing looks almost brand new. Great condition. Very, very, very small snail trail from the ball bearing right there. Really, really hard to see. Not bad. For $13, it's really hard to beat. They do crack, huh? I've never seen that either. I don't pay a whole lot of attention. It's just when it doesn't work, I replace it. This is the main part of my hobby, is Kershaw leaks, because they are so easy to do stuff with. At this point, I'm pretty sure that Kershaw hates me, because I order new parts for leaks like once every month. Gimme half. That's what I thought. I've never had one only open halfway. However, that does make me wonder. I'll bet you this one has a broken spring. It's loctited to hell and back. And I can't take it apart. I'll bet you that's why it's a manual. Because it sounds like you can barely hear something moving when you shake it. So, yeah, I've never even thought of that before. It's probably sitting there in two pieces in there. Got to put some heat to it and take it apart. I've got spare springs for that specifically. For that knife. Right in here. There's one, and I've got another one somewhere here on the table. So we'll put the old spring back in because this spring was nice and healthy. Need a little bit of super lube from Harbor Freight. Just squeeze some out on a Q-tip and go to town. Spread it around inside here. And they say a little goes a long way. I don't care. I'll put as much as I feel like is necessary. And that's almost packing the whole thing. Like the whole bottom layer full of it. Now let's see. Spring goes in. Beautiful. Plate on top. Or liner on top this time. If water gets in, the hell? If water gets in, I just take it apart and then do it again. It's not that big of a deal to me. Like taking apart a leak, cleaning it, and putting it back together is like 15 minutes. 15 minutes isn't a big deal. I'm gonna take the watch off. Got a lot of heat coming from it. Maybe put another one on. Something in titanium. Oh, that is so much cooler than it was. Something about stainless watches and retaining heat doesn't feel great. Okay, push that forward all the way and then move that to the side. Next we will grab this. A little bit of mineral oil on this side only. Put the blade on. There we go. Now we grab this. And we start screwing it back together. That sounded horrible. Clean that off a little bit. Carco, what's up? Yes, I saw your message a little bit ago. I just don't know how I'm supposed to respond to mind blown emoji. Oh. That's a first. The spring didn't go into the hole in the blade. Mirror polishing isn't fun. I don't know from experience, I just know that I don't like doing stuff for long periods of time. There we go. That makes a lot more sense like that. So why are you trying to mirror polish something? What's up, Kevin? How you doing? Yes, my streams are extremely late at night. Why that is? Because I'm up. Also, apparently, I didn't know this, there is a knife tuber schedule for streaming that I wasn't told about. And I'm like, are you shitting me? I could have been scheduling this shit. And I thought about it and I'm like, why would I schedule this shit when it sounds like you just need permission to do it? I don't need permission to do shit. My channel, I'll do it whenever I please. So I do it whenever I please. Ooh, we got Loctite in here. Looks like we got to break out the big boys then. Technical issues. Technical issues with what? Oh, I hate Loctite so much. They dipped the whole end of this thing into white Loctite. The whole end of it. Oh, I hope nothing else is Loctited like that. $200 to have it polished from factory. I mean, I could see that being the case. Gotta be nice and soft with these T6s. Come on, let go. Yeah, you're having issues. I got that. There we go. Pry bar. Where is my pry bar? I'll be right back. I gotta grab my pry bar real quick. It's kind of important that I use that for this. Oh my god, my chair is hot. Like, really hot. G10 S35. Oh, okay. Let go, you turd. Thank you. This thing's basically brand new, too. Oh, these people at airports have to be pissed. That's what these knives are from, by the way. People, you try to bring your knife on an airplane and it gets confiscated by TSA. I'm the one who ends up with it. So, heads up. Don't bring your shit on airplanes. It doesn't work out most of the time. So you're polishing it so that it sells for higher? Yeah, but I don't buy them off eBay. I bought these from somebody who buys them directly from the airports. He doesn't get all the crappy stuff that shows up. He gets everything. And most of the crap isn't actually crap. Like, these knives aren't horrible, especially for the price. When he does the auctions, his auctions get up to be like $3,000. So the average person can't really afford that. Okay. And I've bought TSA stuff too. It's a couple of them that I've gotten are decent. But yeah, stuff gets expensive when every once in a while he got like 4 or 5 Benchmades or something out of this lot that he bought most recently. These are my most recent knife purchase. The what's it called? the mini Praxis, and then 4 Kershaw leaks. I got each of them for $13.40. Killer deal, by the way. I love it when people doubt me on stuff. Like, the easiest way to put a knife together is to have the blade open. I've had so many people tell me, it's more dangerous when you do it that way. Sure, but it takes like a minute off of the time of you putting it back together. Let's take some of that loctite off. Favorite bushings. I don't know if do they make aftermarket bushings? Washers, whatever you want to call them. Because if they do, I didn't know that, and that's pretty cool. Oh, it's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. I love that. Yeah, I didn't know that they made oh, you meant bearings. I don't know. Bearings aren't my thing. And I've never messed with aftermarket bearings. That'd be a question for hopefully somebody else that's in the comment section, because I don't buy aftermarket stuff like that most of the time. I find that they're too expensive and I just sell the stuff anyway. I like phosphor bronze washers. Now, I think Hogue made washers that are impregnated with oil. So, oil impregnated phosphor bronze washers or something like that. Really, really high tech shit. And supposedly, you never have to oil them or lubricate them or anything. And I thought that's awesome. I don't remember what company it was, but I know that somebody made oil impregnated phosphor bronze washers, and they're sick. And I want to get my hands on them, but I know they're expensive. Because they're porous. They're not a solid piece of bronze. This was loctited pretty good too. Yes, it's like a bronze sponge, but like you can't see the holes because they're so small. Beautiful. So the reason I'm taking this one apart completely, Teflon and nylon washers I find They don't last as long though, and they don't deal with the same abuse that metal washers do. I'm not saying I do a ton of stupid shit, but I do enough for me to worry about them. So the whole reason we're taking this apart is because of this stuff. That is sticky. Like, sticky, sticky. You can just tell it's sticky by looking at it. So we're going to clean that up. And then clean it out. Take the whole thing apart, clean it up on the inside, and then, yeah, we'll move on and make sure it works. Nope, especially if they stick to something. If you have one side sticking to one side of the blade and then the other side sticking to the scale or something, and it rips in half, which I've seen happen before. Yeah, look at that. Comes right off. You know what sucks is every once in a while I get these thoughts that I should just grab a clean knife, stick it in the dirt, and say, hey, look, I found this trashy knife on the side of the road, and then clean it on stream. But I don't because that's dishonest. But sometimes I want to. How are you doing, man? No, we were talking about the schedule earlier, and today's the first time I've heard of it, and I already have 1,000 subscribers. I've been doing this for 2.5 years, and I've never heard that there's a schedule. But also, it doesn't really matter because I live stream when most people are asleep. And I was told I was supposed to talk to somebody named Mark. But I thought about it, and I just didn't find that it was worth the time. Okay, so just so we're clear, it snaps open just fine, but it is a little bit weak. Just a little bit of a weak spring to it. Oh, it's nasty on this side too. We just cleaned. This looks perfect. This looks horrible. I think what I'm going to do... Well, I'll admit the stream title was a little bit of clickbait. And it was kind of sarcasm. I'm known for owning a crap ton of these. And just saying, you'll never guess what I got. And the fact that I got 4 more of this knife surprised absolutely nobody. Knife tube schedule apostrophe.com. I'm assuming the apostrophe is the typo. So how does that whole thing work? Do I just say, hey, I'm going to be streaming at this time? Or am I supposed to ask if I can stream at that time? Because if I'm supposed to ask, it just ain't going to happen. Oh my god, that's disgusting. This just came out of the center of this thing. This black sludge. And it's sticky too. Like, it fell sideways and it stuck to it. We'll see you later. How do I pronounce your name? Is it Kui? I think that's how I pronounce it. And are things peaceful in the neighborhood over there? Don't tell me there's people that are live streaming right now. It's almost 1 a.m. Mountain Time. Yeah, I love it because I've gotten this far on YouTube and had absolutely no clue that there was this whole schedule website. And everybody, genuinely, everybody assumes that, or everybody assumed that I already knew that website existed when I had absolutely no clue. I find it hilarious. Like, I'm not even mad. I found it hilarious when I first found out. I think I've heard of Big Red. I might have been in a couple of his streams, but it's been a while. Yeah, I had absolutely no clue that that thing existed. Genuinely. But I'm glad to say that I hit 1,000 subscribers with very little help from other YouTubers. The whole plan was for at least my first 1,000 to be gotten without telling anybody to subscribe, not telling anybody to leave a like, and not telling anybody to share anything. My whole premise is I don't like it when people tell me what to do, so I'm not going to tell you what to do. You think you found me around 500 or 600? A lot of people lurk. That spring is bent. Oh, no. The liner's bent. No. And what's bent? Something's bent. The scale is bent. The front scale's bent. No. That's just the same. Well, I guess it's not the same as telling people to subscribe, but you know what I should do on my videos is have an ADHD break. Every minute or so, just do something, like skip to something else that says, "Are you paying attention?" Something like that, just to keep people engaged. I mean, I stopped uploading 2 months ago. I need to start that up again. Yes, I do have Instagram, and you're free to message me there if you like. If you go to my YouTube channel, the links in my bio, one of them is for my Instagram page. Now for the fun part. Actually, we just hit 100 followers on Instagram the other day. Which is weird because I almost never post on Instagram. Now, my neighbor is a knife guy. Lives right like a couple houses down. And he's got expensive shit. So maybe one of these days I can convince him to let me borrow a couple of his really spendy knives, so I can show them off on stream and you guys can see some cool stuff, because he's got some really cool stuff. Some of the more limited edition artisan cutlery knives. He's got a Koenig Arius and a Koenig Mini Arius. At least one one large Sebenza. Well, here's the thing: is he seems to have a job that pays significantly more than mine. So the way I'm going to put it is, dude probably needs his sleep. But I would like to drop by with my collection and sit there and talk for a while, or compare the stuff that we have, because he's got a lot of really cool stuff that I haven't seen before. Apparently, Spyderco made a few knives in Switzerland, and I didn't know that. And he's got at least one of those. Really nice guy, too. Was just talking to him on Instagram the other day, or yesterday. And by yesterday, I mean, you get what I mean. I don't think he remembers who I am, because he hasn't posted in a long time, and I haven't talked to him in a long time. It's funny because we're within walking distance and I never talked to the dude. Careful with those. We don't want to lose those. It's a big deal if we lose those. Yeah, neither have I. It was really, really cool to see. It's got blue titanium and carbon fiber. It's really cool knife. But again, he's got the weird limited edition stuff that I could never afford. But he's also been collecting for way longer than I have. Okay. We'll clean that off in a sec. Also, not that anybody lives close enough to me to take advantage of the situation, but I have a Facebook thing going on Marketplace where I clean knives for 20 bucks. Which I know that sounds like a lot, but with the amount of time that I take to do each knife, and the amount of effort that I put in to make everything better than how I received it, I think it's worth the money for the people who decide that they don't want to do it themselves. And yes, I have a Facebook page for the YouTube channel too. I haven't posted much on there, but I do have one. Let's see, we gotta clean this one still. We gotta clean the spring, so we'll do that first, because the spring's nice and easy. All you do for the spring is you grab one end, doesn't really matter which one, and squeeze and pull, and it gets all the crap off. Then you grab the other end, do the same exact thing. Spring is clean. Ha ha ha, spring cleaning. Oh, very, very funny. See, I don't get why spring cleaning is a term. I don't know why you'd clean your house in spring. Most people clean it for Christmas because everybody comes over. Like, oh shit, I need to clean my house before everybody shows up. And you give yourself like 3 days notice before you start doing it. I know I'm not the only person that does this. Messing with blade again now. We are always messing with shit. Okay, so how does this go back together? For some reason, the tan is screwing with me. Get in there. There. Okay, blade safety. Whatever you want to call it, tip retention lock. And thank you for the follow on Instagram. I appreciate that. Oh, that is a tiny washer. Oh, please don't drop it. Please don't drop it. Please don't drop it. Yes. Beautiful. Worked out great. Okay. Fine. Gimme. I swear to God, I'm going to sharpen the tips of these things. There's sand on my table. Don't laugh at me. I'm doing this for your entertainment. Laugh at me. Okay. Blade on. I swear to God, if this thing goes flying, like, I'm shutting off the stream and leaving for the night. I've taken these things apart so many times. There's no way that this one is going to be the one to beat me. Then you should probably head to bed and shut the phone off. That way, you don't waste your battery all night. There we go. Shoes are off. That was freaking hot in those things. Okay. Super lube first. You guys know the drill. Sure, plug your phone in. Okay. Oh my god, I was at the pawn shop today. And like there's this kid playing on an iPad because his dad's in the pawn shop, you know, and the kid's in the pawn shop with him. And he's playing this game where basically all you do is you control a Roomba and clean rooms. And I'm sitting there like, well, it's not the most realistic thing I've ever seen, but it kind of looks like this kid's controlling an actual Roomba and cleaning their house while they're out of the house. And I thought it was the most entertaining thing ever for absolutely no reason. So I asked, is he cleaning your guys' house from the iPad? And the dad's like, no, it's just a game. And I'm like, okay, thank God. But in my head, I'm like, that would have been so sick. Might actually vacuum the house if I had one of those. Which I do think it is a thing. But I'm not going to go around spending all that much money buying one of those just to clean the house because it's mildly entertaining. Hey now, that looks like shit. Let's clean that before putting this thing back together. We're almost out of alcohol. It is probably a thing. The dad said that they sell them on Amazon, and I'm like, well, I don't particularly like Amazon. But he said they're like $50 too, which isn't horrible, but it's enough for me to second guess whether I'm going to buy it or not. If it was like $20, I'd actually think about it. But at 50, it's the price of another knife. Would I want my house clean or do I want another knife? You tell me, am I going to pick cleaning my house? No. I'm not. Let's be real here. The whole reason I have a YouTube channel is because I have a problem. And that problem doesn't include cleaning my house. And if any of you have seen the table that I'm doing this on, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So let's align this nicely. Beautiful. T8. I want everybody in the comments to be honest with me. Would you rather buy a knife or buy, like with $50, right? A knife or a cheap remote controlled Roomba? Now imagine that your house has 2.5 floors and you have to pick it up and move it between rooms because every room is on a different floor. See, I'm glad we can all agree because there's only one person responding at the moment. Stefan, is that how you pronounce that? You'd rather save it? Oh boy, are you in the wrong stream. That's better. How's you people doing? And hi to the new people. Vastid Naga. How much is that one? Because it seems like a lot of people have richer blood than I do. Oh boy. We're getting the interesting people out of YouTube now. I'm not reading that name. But how you doing? So I think that's the third of the night, which means we have one more. One more leak, and then we can sharpen them all, and then we can end the stream. You know what? I'm going to check out this knife schedule, knifetuberschedule.com. Is that what it is? Oh yeah, this one's not clean. I saw that name, and I saw that message. You can delete the message all you want, but I saw it. It wasn't even inappropriate. I don't even know why you got rid of that one. So let's see. Knife tube schedule.com. No information available for this page. So Big Red is still streaming right now. Knives Fast. Do people... I'm not going to ask if people actually watch his content, but holy shit. That is a lot of people. Damn. You followed me on Instagram. I'll follow you back, and then you can just send the link there. Makes things a lot easier. So there you go. I followed you back. Just send me a message on Instagram. Now let's finish this knife. Because there is some nasty stuff on this thing. There's pocket lint everywhere. Still not the worst knife, but definitely not the cleanest. We've had cleaner knives tonight. Okay, pull this. Let go. Thank you. Turn it this way. Grab, lift. You let go too. Oh my God, you pile. Thank you. How hard was it to let go? Apparently very. Yes, thank you, Anonymous. You were the most helpful person tonight by far. Helped me with taking this knife apart so much. I don't think I ever could have done it without you. God, if you weren't here, it'd be in such a mess. It'd be a disaster. All right, we're running really low on isopropyl alcohol. So what we're going to do is I'm going to lift this up. I'm going to grab my pint of isopropyl alcohol. I'm going to pop my back. Unscrew the cap on this tiny little thing. Pop the cap on the other one and just dump it in. There we go. We are no longer out of isopropyl alcohol. Well, I'll put it this way. A pint of beer, it's like regular beer's like 7 to 8% alcohol by volume. And that stuff's 70. So I also don't think it's the stuff that you want to be consuming. It's not the food safe stuff. This is the I'll make you puke if you drink me stuff. If you don't die first. Yeah, normally when I take apart a leak, I don't take the tip retention lock off. So I think that might have been what threw me off a little bit earlier. But we're going to take it apart again because I want this whole thing clean. Yep. Not clean. Not clean. So I'm going to wipe these off first. So why does that guy? What's up, 1977? How you doing? Why does that guy do his the knife schedule thing? I'm not saying I have a problem with it. I'm just curious. Because it seems overly helpful to get nothing out of or nothing in return. Or do I have to pay to put my name up there? Maybe that's what it is. You know, blowing through a stop sign going 40 is not the way that you want to go through my neighborhood. We have children and pets here, and people that care about their pets more than they care about you. So, Mr. Mustang, I suggest you stop rolling through here like that. I didn't even have to see it to know it was a Mustang. It's the way they sound. It's the sound of, what do you call it? The sound of douchebag in the middle of the night. That's what that sound was. Look at me, I'm going to wake everybody on the block up. Look at me, I'm special even though my dad never loved me. Ooh. I mean, but it's the middle of the night. It's 1:30 almost. And dude's got it straight piped going right down the street. At the very least, have a valved exhaust so that you can close the valves and make it quiet as you're going through neighborhoods. And then when you get out of the neighborhoods and get to downtown where everybody races anyway, you open the valves and make it loud as shit. Because people down here don't want to hear that. Well, up here, I guess. Downtown is actually a lower elevation, so I am very rapidly running out of Q-tips. I still probably have a good 150 to 200 left, but you know, when you use them as fast as I do, I'm surprised. I've only ever bought the one box of Q-tips or cotton swabs. Not bad. Other than the blade. The blade still looks like shit, but this doesn't look horrible. Hey, I don't have any music playing, which means I might be able to actually put this stream up publicly without getting a strike on my account. Because a copyright strike doesn't sound like a good time to me. And if I make this public, I can also use this stream as advertising to show how well I clean my knives on Blade Binge when I'm trying to sell these things. So people can see, oh, that's the knife that I'm trying to buy. And he cleaned it like that? No way. I don't know. I don't think people are going to be all that intrigued by this stuff. I mean, we've probably got like almost 3,000 views tonight. And the reason I say that is because we've been stuck with about 20 people at any given point in time, which usually means I'm getting higher views than usual. Well, I'd like to think that watching how I clean things would convince somebody to buy a knife from me. But I'm not holding my breath. We are cleaning. Actually, this is the fifth knife that we've cleaned tonight. I bought 5 new knives yesterday. And then brought them home. And then I started a live stream after eating dinner, and yeah. You have an idea. Well, let's hear the idea. Is it a business idea? Folding karambits are a thing. Go onto Google and look up Riot XOK. EXO-K. And it is a gravity folding karambit. Okay, I'll look it up here in a sec. That's why it's so hot in here. It's still 74. Dumbass. Google. Riot XOK. This. In England, the temperature I just said is when they decide that it's too hot to work outside. Like, don't get me wrong, it's still a little warm for me, but I'm not bragging when I say this, but I don't have the smallest of houses, and it costs a decent amount to keep this whole thing cool. So we try and not cool it down all that much because it's cheaper that way. Oh, we still haven't cleaned this part yet. Yeah, trying to get this whole house down to 74 or to 64 would cost an arm and a leg. Oh, come on. Where are my X-Acto knives at? Fine. No X-Acto knives. Fahrenheit. Yeah, 70 degrees Celsius is, I'm pretty sure, too hot for a human to live. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm like pretty sure that you'd die. And if you didn't, you'd wish you had died. Yeah. Okay. Put some more of that grease stuff in here after we put this side back together. Yeah. Okay. Next, we will pick up this. Pick up this. Put them together, and what do you get? You get a screw with a washer on it. Beautiful. Now, okay. Fine. We'll pull you guys out. Just have to cause trouble, don't you? Won't let the pivot sit in the right spot. Now you're gone. What are you going to do about it now? Nothing. I got a lot more likes than usual on this stream. I'm pretty happy with that. Normally I get about 10. And I got 24 somehow, which I find pretty impressive. Oh, but it's only 24. Yeah, it's 24 out of like 3,000. So, and that's a lot. Most of the time, people don't bother to leave any inkling of the fact that they were here. They show up, sit around for 30 seconds, and then they disappear. And that's my audience retention right there, is the numbers that I receive. Mark, what's up? How you doing? I get a lot of information based on, or at the end of my stream, how many people were interested, how people stuck around. I did not, but I sold one of those leaks on Blade Binge a while back. Sold it for a solid price too. It sucks because I'm wondering why more people aren't buying from me on Blade Binge. You know, because like, let's say you've got something in your, because you can favorite stuff on Blade Binge, and it tells you when the prices go down and stuff like that. So I've got a actually I should probably check and see if that one person got back to me and accepted my my offer. They offered me 23 for a Civivi Mini Praxis. I was asking 28, and then I counter offered with 25. I give good deals. I just wonder why people aren't buying as often as you'd think they would. No one buying at the moment unless it's big losses. Yeah, but why would I want to lose money on my stuff? Like, the only reason that I have the leaks priced at 35 is because I think that that's more than fair for all the materials that you're getting. What people are forgetting when they look at the leak, it's still made in the US. You're getting a US made knife for 35 bucks. And people are still saying it's too expensive. It's a good knife. Fully restored, mind you. All these things are put together, or taken apart, cleaned, put together again. They're in great working order when I ship them out. I don't know. I don't see why people are so disinterested in this knife. I was debating on not buying the 4 leaks and going with some other stuff. But why would I stop buying what I know? Okay, so let's try and fix the centering on this bad boy. So how are we going to do this? I'll cut a piece of cardboard. Hey, Carco, if you're still here, I got a question for you. The question is, do you like the Delica? Are you looking for a Delica? And how much would you pay for a Delica? VG10 with the camo scales. Yes, for a Delica. That's fair. Not everybody's into lockbacks. Give you $1 to keep? Nah. I'm trying to get, I think I said 55 out of it. I think 55 is fair for something that sells for 90 new. Okay, that's good enough for me. Do you like assisted knives? I'm trying to find people to sell shit to. It's really hard. And no, I'm not trying to sell you a leak. Or push button autos. Do you like push button autos? How does this happen? So let me get this straight. I get this knife working perfectly. Then I put these two screws back in and it won't open. What a blast. All right, welcome back. Yep, I know. I always knew it was your fault. So the reason I ask is I've got one of these for sale. It's a Kershaw Echelon 14C. I'm pretty sure it's made in the US. It is. Okay. So I have it put that it's made in China, but it's not on Blade Binge. So I'll fix that when I get off stream. $85 plus shipping. I would like to give you a fair warning on the only issue that this knife has. Is that one of the pocket clip screws won't come out. Because it spins freely, which is fun. And the reason for that is instead of having a liner, a full liner under this, they inset the screw holes with steel, and that steel broke free. I'm assuming what you could do is take this side off and then dip a little bit of epoxy in this to stop it from moving, and it'll be just fine. But you know, everything else about it, it was freaking tight. Taking this thing apart, this is the most trouble I've had taking apart a knife. Needed to use a watchsmith or watchmaking hammer. You seem like a collector type person. That's why I asked. Who knows, you might be interested in it. Anyway, we've moved past cleaning, and now we're moving on to sharpening. I said, okay, so you missed the price, and you also missed the only problem that it has. So the price is $85, and this pocket clip screw spins freely because the inset screw thing that they used broke free. So that needs epoxied in there. Other than that, it's perfect. It could use a sharpening. And the pocket clip doesn't move around or anything. It is a Kershaw Echelon. If you want to look it up, model number is 1880 in 14C. So we'll put that off to the side. You can think about it or look into it or whatever while we start sharpening. T8 right there. T6 right there. Bit driver. Tweezers. And off we go to sharpening land or whatever. What is 85 minus 7%? Or 7.5 or whatever. Calculator. All clear. 85 minus 7.5% is 78. It does not have a box, no. If it had a box, I'd be selling it for more. It's not new either, though, so it's nicely used. I can put it that way. Garbage. That's already sharp. That doesn't need help. Put you away where you belong. The tan one. Paper. Oh, give me paper. Factory edge and not horrible. I'm not going to touch that one. That one's fine. Shit won't even catch. Okay. So when I looked on eBay, I found one that sold, or two that sold new in box for around 114, and then one that sold without the box for about 51 with some other knife, but it wasn't in good condition either. Yep, every time I do this, like chewing on a box of rocks. That requires as spelling. Oh, if you look it up on eBay, you'll find it easier than that. I don't use WorthPoint because they want me to sign up for something. Okay, now this is the side oh no, that was the side I had to be careful with. This side I'm usually pretty good on. Oh, beautiful. All the way across. Which means I can move on from the 140 already and go over to the 400. Looking good. Missing the tip a little bit. You concentrate on whatever you need to concentrate on. I don't need to be the most important thing in your life right now. You do whatever you have to do. I'm just here sharpening a knife. I'm not desperate to sell things. It's not a big deal. Having an impatient look on life tends to cause issues. top three, what? Top three knives, top three stones. I only have three. Top three carry knives. Damn. I really like the Rat 1. Really nice size for me. Feels great. Os 8, can't complain too much. I enjoy it quite a bit. The QSP was or Penguin was one of my other favorites. But after seeing how much of a pain it is to sharpen for the second time, I'm not sure that I wanted to go through that again. And then my third I want a rebladed CRKT. What's the thing called? Bonafide. I find the flipper to be a little bit too small, but because I love taking knives apart, it just makes sense for me to carry one of those because I can take it apart without any tools. The Rat 1's actually pretty nice. If you want to spend a little bit extra instead of like the 30 or 40 bucks that they go for 90, you can get a Rat 1.5 in MagnaCut. It's either 90 or 100. It's pretty reasonable for what you're getting. And it's a really ergonomic handle. It's stuck somewhere between the Rat 1 size-wise and the Rat 2. So it's like right between the two of these. Highly recommend looking into these. You can get these in D2 as well. I just got these used, so wasn't a big, huge deal to me. I can tell you knives that I wouldn't suggest too. It was a kind of a big deal. I just forgot. Or I didn't forget. I just couldn't afford it at the time. Willie, you're 2 hours late. The hell, man. I need you in here for moderating, even though you're not a moderator. We can look it up real quick. You got sick since last week, huh? Blade HQ. Rat 1.5. RAT 1.5. Sinus infection, hell no. 95.95. It's a 3 1/4 inch blade. Yeah, they don't tell you how hard it is. If you're worried about hardness, though, oh, I was saying CRKT, not Chris Reeve. I don't need a Chris Reeve rebladed. Yet. And I didn't say any maker yet. I don't have one in mind. I don't know of anybody that'll do it. It has integrated we are currently sharpening a knife right now. You have a good one, Anonymous. We'll see you next time. We just got through cleaning 4 of these knives. Dude, the speed at which that 140 rips material off blades, I can't even describe how exciting that is to me. And I don't enjoy sharpening all that much, but holy shit, it cut down my sharpening time by half at least. Yeah, it's 140 grit. That thing is freaking gnarly. This is 1,000. But this one's the 140. And it feels rough to the touch. But oh my god, it rips. I don't know how to say that, but how you doing? It is basically an angle grinder. And every time you use it, it sounds like chewing on a bag of rocks. But it takes off so much material that it halves the amount of time that it takes for me to sharpen knives. It's amazing. I was telling him I should have gotten one of these forever ago. One of the 140s. Be super gentle now. Just trying to take the burr off, and that's it. Okay, Q-tip, tell me. Beautiful. I'll tell you what, if you'll pay for a new 100 grit stone, I'll do it. I swear I'll do it. It won't take me long. At 100 grit or 80 grit, something ridiculous, that blade will be gone in like an hour. Freehanding is not hard, but it's not the easiest skill I've learned. It takes a lot of fucking up. I don't know if somebody makes an 80 grit, but let me see. 80 grit. Diamond stone. What part of 80 grit doesn't make sense to you when I say 80 grit? By 80 grit, I mean 80, not 320. It takes a lot of practice and a lot of getting used to not moving. The not moving is the hard part. Tool Star Sharpening Stone on Amazon. I need something to hold it, but it looks like 14 bucks. But it's also like just a thin top plate. It's not, it isn't like this where it has a base on it too. It's literally just like this thin plate at the top. So I'll need to find something that'll hold it in place. Oh god, that's gonna destroy shit. If holding the angle is difficult for me too, it still is. Like, I'm decent, but I'm not the best by any means. If you pay a little bit closer attention, you'll see the bevel size, and then I flip it over and the bevel on this side is bigger. I'm not great at holding an angle, but you said but. I'm not bad. And there's no tearing or anything. Except at the very base, and I always have problems with that on these leaks. Oh. Wait a sec. There's a spot that I missed. It's probably, I'm going to put it this way, it's probably a 20 degree and an 18 degree, and the 18 is the bigger bevel. I don't think that it's that drastic of a difference. I've got one over in the other room that's way big. One of them's like double the size of the other one. Like, I sharpened that thing horribly on stream last night. So here's what happened. I didn't create a full burr all the way across. So if it'll show up, there's glinting right there. That spot didn't get sharpened. Oh my god, it's still there. And I do want to try the compound edge. I've never done it before, and I was talking about it. My buddy said he thinks that it would just make it really chippy. I said I don't see how it would change it that much. Oh my god, that burr is freaking huge. So a compound, what I call a compound, I don't remember what its actual name is, but one side you have it like 200 grit and the other side you have it 3000. And I've never tried it before, but Cedric and Ada, or Pete from Cedric and Ada, tried it out. And I just found it really interesting. But yeah, compound edge. I'm going to take a wild guess and say $100. $175 for a leak? Was it a regular leak? $175. I thought I was making decent money off of leaks. All right, that's it. From now on, I'm selling all of my leaks for $125 each. No exceptions. So you're telling me this dude's trying to sell this average, like this is literally the most base of base model leaks for $175? I would have asked him why. So first you ask him why, and then you tell him your favorite YouTuber is selling a leak for $35 and he should buy it. Ah, great ideas right there. He can sell my leaks for as much as he wants. I don't give a damn. Once he buys it, it is no longer my problem. What a joke. $175 for a leak. It's insulting. I don't see how that changes anything. Hey, I know dude on internet who sell knife. Or something like that. I don't know. I was making fun. I was making fun of knives, I guess, earlier. Or no, Eagle Scout earlier. Or, no, what was it? I joined the stream. I said, you guys will never guess what I just bought. I was right. None of them guessed it. I said, I got 4 more leaks. Fook was like, oh, it just leaks. Okay. I was like, yep, you buy knife. I give good price. For you only. And he was like, I don't want to leak. I have 4 already. What's up with every knife guy and having like at least 2 leaks? Not that I'm complaining. I have 11, but no, he said he had 6. So I'm beating him by 5. Yep, I have 11. I might have 1 more, but I'm not sure. Willie, 26 likes is just wild. And the reason I bring it up is because I've been looking at the numbers, and lately I'm sitting between 9 and 10 on a regular basis. And then they just casually more than doubled it on this stream. It really makes you wonder how many people showed up. Because I think minimum 3,000 people showed up to this stream, which is awesome. So what are you going to buy? Better question. What do you already have? And how much money is some money? Because I can give you some, or an idea of some budget stuff that you could get. Oh yeah, you were saying that you wanted to get the stuff that fits your fixed angle sharpening stuff. So I can't really help you with the budget stuff now because you don't do freehand. Ooh, Mr. Fancy Pants. Mr. Fancy Pants, Rich McGee over here. Fuck you. I remember when that sound went viral. I don't remember why, but it was pretty funny. All right, come on. One last pass. Take that burr off, please. Oh. Let go. Q-tip, tell me, do I have a burr? Hallelujah. It's a little dirty, but no burr. Which means it's time to move on to the strop. And then after this, I think I'm going to end the stream and go do something else because the 7-hour streams just don't do it for me anymore. Son of a bitch. There's a burr on it, and I can see it. You guys won't be able to see it on the camera, but I can see it, and that's all that matters. Oh, where's something with D2 that I don't care about? Come on, little D2 knife. Where are you? You. What are you in? D2. Hell yeah. Now you will take my burr off. Son of a bitch. It's still there. Oh, this is gonna hurt. You're still there? Are you kidding me? Boker Kalashnikov that blew up in my face to the rescue. Or no, this one didn't. It's the brand new one. Oh. Oh. How often do you see somebody using the edge of another knife to sharpen a knife? None. I've had 0 of all 3. I'll admit, Brad Buckner, you turd. The only useful thing that your Sharpen's Best sharpener is for is taking the burr off the edge of a knife. That is the only thing that I will ever consider using your Sharpen's Best product for. God, you are so lucky that you trademarked that name. Because if that was the slogan, you'd be getting sued for false advertising. I'd be the one doing it. Yes, I'm creating artificial beef against this dude. Partially artificial. I don't like the dude. And it's not because he's a successful salesman. It's because his marketing team is insanely good at feeding lies to people. So good that this dude's a millionaire. There's no way he isn't. Paper test. Oh my god, it's beautiful. Oh, it's so beautiful. There's usually one, it's not always. I'll just do a quick strop on the Civivi and it should be fine. You know what I should do? Does he go to Blade Show or does he only go to SHOT Show? Because I know he goes to SHOT Show at the very minimum. But if he goes to Blade Show and I go to Blade Show, I'm going to bring him. Oh, I have the perfect knife. It's the one where I made a video on using his product that destroyed that knife. I'm going to dull it. I'm going to rub that thing against a rock. And I'm going to tell him, it's dull, sharpen it. Blade Show West is... When is Blade Show West? It's not going to happen this year. I can't afford to go this year. To go to Blade Show and back, I've estimated it's going to cost like $450. Plus tickets, it's going to be around $600. So that's $600 without even buying anything, which kind of sucks, but it's kind of how it is. And plus, I have a lot of good makers here in Idaho. I don't need to go there. But anyway, when I get to go to SHOT or Blade Show, and I hope this dude's there, I'm going to. So the worst knife that I've ever had any trouble sharpening is a CRKT M16 03KS in 12C27 steel. And I used that carbide sharpener that he sells to try and sharpen it. And what happened was I held it at the wrong angle and it left a line all the way up the whole edge, which pissed me off because, well, if it was a brand new knife, I would have been more pissed off. But I'm not all that worried about it now. But even after I got this diamond stone, the 400 grit diamond stone, I couldn't sharpen it. It was the hardest steel I've ever worked with. That whole thing is an anomaly. Anyway, I had to bring it to a place, and they had to use, what is it? I mean, it's just sandpaper. Yeah, 12C27. It's not even hard shit. But this stuff, they harden that shit to some miracle. It blows my mind how hard that thing is. This did nothing to it, and the 400 grit wouldn't even touch it. It just sat there. I sat there sharpening that thing. I think I said a solid hour and a half on my 600 grit, and it did nothing the whole time. It has to be in the 60s. There's no way that isn't in the 60s. Anyway, back to the story. It left that rub line all the way up the whole thing because it was... I don't have it anymore. I don't know where I put it, but it's somewhere in the house and I don't know where it is. But I have a piece of paper to describe it with this. So, this is the plastic. Here's the carbide V that sits like that, right? You drag your knife through this, and it's not at this angle, it's at a way tighter angle. But you drag your knife through this, and if you're not holding your knife straight, this will scratch the side of your knife. And that's what happened to me. And I said, well, you can fix this, like if you put a little more plastic into it to encase the whole thing right there in plastic, so the corner doesn't catch your knife. That's all I said. He said, I can't quote it because he deleted his comments. Now that I've got a bigger channel, he deleted his comments. But he said, I'm an idiot. I used it wrong. I'm a moron. Like, this is all in one comment. You're an idiot. You used it wrong. You're a moron. You should learn how to sharpen your knives better, and blah, blah, just going on this huge rant for like a full paragraph. I screenshotted it. I don't know where the screenshots went. But I started some beef with this dude on accident when I had like 200 subscribers at the time. I didn't even have the tripod that I use at the time. And that I got last year for Christmas or something. It was like way early on my YouTube career. And oh my God, I pissed this dude off. But he pissed me off by being mean about it, instead of taking the criticism and being like, well, hey, I could actually make this product better by doing this. He decided to rip me a new one instead. So, I'm going to be petty about it. He's got 370 something thousand subscribers. I don't care. I'm just some dude on the internet, so is he. We're not special. We're just people. And the faster he learns that, which I'm hoping I can teach him soon, the better things will be. There's something about... Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. There is something about content creators, and once they have a certain following, they start thinking that they're special. And most of them, I'm saying most because not all of them, obviously. Most of them, if you drop them off on some random island with other people there, nobody would care. You're no longer the popular one. You're just some random dude from the internet that none of the people on this island know of and won't care. That's why content creators need to understand you're not special. You're really not. You got a following for something. What that following was from, no clue. Most of the time it's somebody doing something stupid, but and then they magically like get a shit ton of attention. Some people take advantage of it, some people don't. It's just kind of the way it is. Some people aren't business minded. But oh, it's such a wonderful feeling watching somebody who's treated people horribly get knocked down a peg. It is so... It's not even hard to describe the feeling of watching this happen. It's amazing. But more of these content creators need to understand that they're just people. Like I'm just a person. I'm some random dude on the internet. Random dude on the internet in Idaho that nobody knows about. And by nobody, I mean, you get what I mean. There's 8 billion people on the planet. And unique viewers, I've been seen by like 100,000 total. I'm gonna try and verify that, but it's really hard to verify. YouTube doesn't keep those analytics for very long, unfortunately. Analytics. Let's go audience. Unique viewers. And can I go lifetime? Please? Nope. Okay, so the last 90 days. We can see how many unique people have seen me in the last 90 days. Oh, shit. Okay, I didn't realize it was that many. In the last 90 days, 139,700 people have seen my content. Holy shit. I didn't realize it was that many. I was sitting there thinking I was like right at 100,000, barely. But I guess this month alone, it was 87,000. Damn. Can't say I'm mad about that by any means. Anyway. Rick Bork. Yeah, at this point, I can say I'm known. Who is Rick Bork? 2,800 videos. Damn. Welcome to this dumpster fire. 8.5 million views. Nice job, dude. Yeah, a lot of people that watch my videos watch this guy's videos. I didn't know that. Alright, guys, it's the only thing that I'll tell you guys to do when watching my streams. Go grab some water. I'm gonna go grab some water too, so where's my sign? My sign, where's the sign? And by that, I mean I'll be right back. Beautiful. We'll set it down to 73 in here instead of the 74 because holy crap, it's hot. Now, for anybody curious why I was ranting about that for so long, you guys probably didn't notice, or maybe you did, but in that amount of time of me ranting, I probably had 1,000 people watch. So while I'm sitting there complaining about some dude that I don't like, the view count was sitting there going up and up and up until I almost hit 50. When I almost hit 50, I'm still sitting there complaining about this dude and name dropping at the same time. I'm petty. That's 1,000 people that see that somebody pissed somebody else off. Only mildly, too. It was just mildly annoying, but it was the first YouTube beef that I had, and I have to carry that. I have to. I've never actually gotten this thing sharp before. So can't, nah. Let's go look at Brad Buckner. Because he commented with his personal account. Can I see if I look him up on YouTube? Can I see what comments that he's left behind? Brad Buckner. Nope. Looks like I can't find. Ooh, that feels nice. That's what happens when you turn the AC on. Watch on TV, terms and service, share, hide user from my channel, report user. I don't want to do any of that. I want to see the comments that this dude left behind, because they're hilarious. Do I have them saved? I don't have them on this phone. They'd be on the phone that I'm recording with, but oh my god, I want those screenshots so bad. I need to actually look for them. Let me see when that video came out. And we can watch the video that I was talking about too, because it's my video and I'm not going to copyright strike myself. Lucky me. Shorts. I had it back then. Nope. Oh, we're closing in on the right time frame. Wrong. Looking for the M16. Where are you? Oh. No, there was one before that. That was 2 years ago. No joke. So yeah, now I can actually show you what the product looks like. Okay, so here's what the product looks like, and press play. There. Okay. So this is how I explained it, right? I drew it. I think I drew it pretty well. Okay. So these little points right here and right here, they caused, come on, let me see where the damage is. I spent 45 bucks on that. Damn. I got hosed. Like, really hosed. Why am I trying to show you guys what damage it did on a video when I can just pull that knife out? God, I'm so short-sighted sometimes. Well, that's fine. Knife, where are you? Yes. Yes. You. The permanently damaged monstrosity. Freak of nature. Oh, this thing's a freaking nightmare. Okay. So this line right here goes all the way up to the tip. Now, I'm not saying that the knife was perfect when I got it, but it didn't have that when this started. And this is that one that's an absolute nightmare to sharpen, by the way. I'll admit, the knife shop did a damn good job at sharpening that thing. It's still doing a bit of tearing, though. It's doing a bit of tearing, and this dude judges me on how I sharpen. Shame. I don't remember the guy's name. Like, great guy and all. Isn't that weird? Where, like, you'll go to a store, you'll have a great experience with somebody, and when you have a great experience, you don't remember the person's name. Maybe that's just me, but I don't remember the name of somebody who I had a good experience with. But when I have a horrible experience, I memorize your name. Chris, I'm talking about you specifically because that condescending attitude you give to people when they can't afford a knife at your shop bothers me a lot. The cheapest knife in your shop is 60 bucks. The average person doesn't want to spend that much. I remember you because you show up all the time. I remember him because he's a turd. Same thing with Brad Buckner. I don't even, like, his videos don't even show up for me. I didn't block the account, but I've made it clear that I don't want to see his content. And for some reason, I have this dude's name memorized as well as his YouTube channel. And oh my God, as much as I'd love to get his name out of my head, I haven't got my payback yet. So I can't. Have I ever taken this thing apart? Can I take it apart? Is it loctited? Loctite or not? Let's find out. Of course I do. I would have let it go years ago, literally years ago, if he would have done one thing. Said, hey, that's not a bad idea, and then implemented it. And I never would have been any the wiser that that was the worst way of sharpening a knife. Genuinely. But after that happened, I started looking into other ways of sharpening knives. And the more and more I learned, the more and more angry I got. To the point where I now have a grudge that I will hold against this guy until I get my payback eventually. And it's like super, super minute, stupid grudge. It's not even like I'm mad. It's I need to do this because it's going to be the most exciting thing on my YouTube career. And that's it. It will be the most entertaining thing when I bring this thing to his booth at SHOT Show or whatever and say, hey, Sharpen this. LTT, Linus Tech Tips. Do they have a lifetime warranty on their stuff? If they do, I might actually think about it. If they don't, then I'm not even going to try it. I'm really picky about that. I break a lot of stuff. Oh, I can't wait to bring this thing to that dude's booth. I just want him to have trouble sharpening this thing. Yep, that is exactly why I love Harbor Freight so much. I get a lifetime warranty for $10. They're not the best tools, but again, when I break it, I don't feel bad about it. It's like, well, we're done with the stream for tonight. Then the next night, you just have another stream because you already have it replaced. So these, I think this is a brass washer, not a bronze washer. And the reason I say that is because it's yellow. Like in person, it's yellow. It's not the copper color that you're used to. And this is a CRKT M16, not an Assassin's Creed knife. But then there's the question of when you do bring it to his table, what do you even say? Like, hey, 5 years ago, I made a video saying or recommending a fix for one of your products. And you called me an idiot and a moron and said that I was using your product wrong. Well, as much as I'd love to say something like that, I'm extremely professional when it comes to stuff like this. I should read you guys some of my emails to companies. Like, they are genuine, solid, like really, really good emails. I sound professional because I am. When it comes to emails, anyway. When it comes to content, I'm not professional by any means. I'm not good at what I do. I'm good enough to get people to watch. Kinda. Sometimes I think people stick around just to watch the shit show. Sometimes I think people stick around because they're actually entertained. I think it's the first one though. This is definitely a shit show. Okay. I know some people are here just to watch the nightmare unfold. Yeah, I don't get why people talk shit about Harbor Freight. Like, why? They make decent enough stuff. And when you're in a pinch, you go to Harbor Freight too. So, ooh, look at me with my Mac tools and my Snap-on or my strap-on because I walked into this truck and then they fucked me with their prices. That's what our family calls them, is strap-on, because they fuck you with prices. I kind of already said that. I love how when I'm talking normally, there's only 10 people in here. But when I'm going on a long rant where I'm like mildly irritated, I've got like 50 people in here. And how does YouTube know to suggest it to people like that? Like, oh, he's going on a rant. We better stick another 30 people into his stream. I want to know how YouTube knows that I'm going on a rant. Pro tip. Don't try and breathe water. It doesn't work out. Now, what knife do I want a compound edge on? Unfortunately, I don't. And I would hazard a guess that the vast majority of humans don't. Well, I thought about that, but it's not going to show up as a difference on a leak. It just isn't, because they're too thin anyway. However, the one that I'm sitting here playing with, on the other hand, this might just do it. Oh! Did I have the 140 when I sharpened this? Never mind. I'm not screwing around with this again. The Tonto from hell? Yeah, right. I'm going to leave that thing sharp. It's sharp enough. The Icon knife in D2. Because I think that D2 will like the compound edge. Or the dual edge, or whatever they called it. On switchblades, huh? I find switchblades to be not very useful in my day-to-day life. Kind of just a personal thing. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to have one side be 140 grit, and the other side is going to be, oh, just collect them? Yeah. A lot of people do that. If you're interested, so it doesn't stay closed, but it is a good showpiece. I have a small Aster, what's it called? A small Aster switchblade made in Italy that I wouldn't mind getting rid of. Again, it doesn't stay closed and it has a bit of lock rock, but it is a cool looking piece. So it is a real Italian stiletto. Off we go. Well, it's starting to sound less like chewing on a bag of rocks and more like smacking yourself in the side of the head with a bag of rocks. So here's how we're going to do this. We're going to have 1,000 grit right under the 140. So this side will be 1,000 grit, and the top, or this side, will be 140. Now, removing a burr like that is going to be a big pain in the ass. Because to do that, you have to pass on one side being 140, and then the opposite side has to be 1,000, and the huge grit difference causes problems. Yeah, this will be the first time I've done this. I want to see how it turns out. I doubt anybody else on stream has seen this happen either. Beautiful. We got a full burr all the way across. Now we can go for burr removal. That's it. Well, dang, it only takes 3 passes to swap sides. Okay, then. How did I get 33 likes? Like, where'd the rest of you come from? I was sitting at like 29 a minute ago. So this needs to be wiped off. We'll grab the crusty one. The one that's been used for this many a time. Oh, this is going to feel horrible, but... Oh my god. The way that grabbed, I did not like that. I should have knives, I guess, try this out. The compound edge. Need to find the proper term for it. I guess that's what the whole thing feels like. I'm starting to wonder if somebody with a lot more followers joined my stream and said, this dude's interesting, and shared my channel somewhere. For people to go look. And as much as I'd love to go on to another rant, it is 3 a.m. and I said I was going to end the stream about an hour ago. But then people started showing up, so I didn't. Yeah, I'd assume most people find me by accident. Oh, we're getting there. So this is supposed to be... What this is supposed to do is you have the rough, toothy edge mixed with the fine cutting of a high grit edge. Is that how that worked? Dang. I was like number 10, wasn't I? Oh, that is weird. Well, they're right. It has the toothy feel of a low grit edge, but it cuts smoother than a low grit edge. That is really weird. Really, really weird. You guys aren't really going to notice it, but it has like micro tearing that high grit edges don't have. But it still cuts like a high grit edge. So what there was an original meaning for it was like it's supposed to be like serrated knives. Oh my god, that's toothy. Like you won't be able to see it on camera, but you can see the toothiness with your eye. Without a camera, without a microscope. You really do see the teeth on this edge. It is insane. That is so weird. How does it cut cardboard? Of course, the cardboard I cut's thin, but gimme. So I want to compare this to something that I know has a high grit edge. So what we're going to do is I'm going to make a cut. Okay. And look at it. And then I'm going to make another cut with Os 8 at 1000 grit. So there isn't a massive difference between the two. And something else to keep in mind is this was designed for slicing. I don't have any knives that were designed for the bullshit that this thing was designed for. This was designed for you doing stupid shit. This was designed for food. Like food type EDC stuff. It's a flat grind. It's designed for slicing. You can see what the teeth leave behind. Again, micro tearing all the way across the whole cut. And the regular cut just doesn't have that. And I wish I could show you guys under the camera, but I know it's just not going to show up properly. Oh, maybe. Just micro tearing all the way across this whole thing. And the micro tearing doesn't show up as prevalently on this side as it does up here. And you don't have to lie and tell me you don't, or you see it, but like you might have been able to, but I barely notice it without the camera. Noticing it with the camera is like almost just out of the question. Now on the back side of this, of the cutting, the toothy edge actually cut better, although it took more effort. Because again, this boy chunky and the other boy not chunky. It did, yeah, it kind of looked like grains of sand. But on the back side of things, on the back side, now this I'm not sure you guys are going to see either. But on the back side, this one has more tearing than this one does. So the high grit edge actually tears more than the low grit edge did, which I find extremely interesting because why would that be? Really? You think I haven't seen that before? All right, Sofa King, what's up? Oh, yeah. That's my breakfast every morning. And the only reason I know is because it's the only thing I eat in the morning. I don't wake up till like 11 or 12. Yeah, that is insane. This is actually like genuinely fascinating to me. I've never seen stuff like that. That's such a difference between two different sharpenings. With I don't know, it's hard for me to explain it. And not everybody's gonna find this stuff interesting. Although this again takes a lot less effort to cut. This one cuts smoother than the other one. towards the tip there, I'm missing out on something. There's something going on. A little bit of chipping. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, it's the up here if it'll show it on camera, which it won't. Of course it won't. Up here towards the tip, the blade started chipping. Very, very tiny microchips that I didn't expect to see at all either. But that's what caused the ripping at the end, right here, instead of the regular cutting where I got it all the way across like that. Very, very fascinating stuff. I'll have to do some more research on it. Yep, nope, those are full on chips. And they're not chips like where I've tried to take my time sharpening out before. It's like if I brought this whole thing to 1,000 grit, it would be gone. Colin, what's up? How you doing? You have to hold it in just the right light. And there are 5 microchips across the tip of this thing. And again, I'd love to show you guys on camera, but it just doesn't show up. I just want this for grain alignment to see if I can fix the chips. I don't want to strop up to any grit. I just want them aligned. And they're not aligning. Yep, it is. It is just chips taken out of it. Weird. From cardboard. It is D2. D2 has high amounts of vanadium. Or no. What does... I know it has high carbides, but which carbides specifically? What carbides are we tearing out? I have an app for this. Really helpful shit. D2. Bam. High in chromium, carbon. So yeah, it's the carbon and the vanadium that are causing the chipping. What probably ended up happening is I pressed against the cardboard hard enough that it splintered pieces of chromium. What else? Chromium, vanadium, and carbon out of the steel matrix. And so that means there's tiny chips of steel sitting somewhere in this tear. Now I doubt I'll ever be able to see those with my eyes, but we can try. I don't see anything shiny, which it would be the only shiny thing on this whole piece of cardboard. That is so interesting to me. And apparently I cut my fingernail wrong, so I'm going to fix that real quick. All right, all good. Well, we got 6 people in here instead of the usual 10. It is also 3:30. I should probably get headed out. So we'll see you guys later. Glad I got to clean some leaks with you guys here. It was pretty fun. Got to sharpen a couple knives. Got to try out a new sharpening. Oh shit. Well, that's the first time I've done that. I scraped my watch against the diamond stone, and it actually scratched my watch. Luckily, it missed the crystal, because this would have just shredded the crystal. But yeah, now I have a tiny scratch on my watch, which of course I'm going to show. Right there. Like, it's actually pretty deep. My fingernail gets stuck on it. But what do you expect? Titanium versus diamonds. Titanium never stood a chance. But yeah, we got to try out a new sharpening method, and it works in very interesting ways. Very, very interesting ways. And that'll be all. We'll see you guys later. Hopefully you have a great rest of your night, morning, whatever. And we'll see you in the next one. It'll probably be next week, Friday. Later, guys. Have a good one.